for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Here.
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 Move to item number 2, public comment. All personal comments must be directed to the mayor. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on a topic on agenda item only. Each speaker will be allowed one opportunity to speak. If you have something to do, please come forward. I see no one coming. So we'll move to item number 3, reports of officers. We have for the mayor. First thing I want to let everyone know about, I grabbed a script for 18 minutes, so I'm very look at it. Unplug, this is Metro for Safety. This is 9th annual Metro Safety Poster and Essay Contest. It's for students K through 12. The theme is Unplug for Safety. The deadline is January 30th, 2015. Prize awards are first place is an iPad, second place is $250, third place is $100. Poster contest awards are one first, second, and third place winner will be selected for from each grade. Essay contest, the one first place winner will be selected from 3 grade groups, elementary, middle, and high school. And we'll get this posted out in the lobby, but if you have any questions, you can go out to their website, which is www.metrocontest.com, and you'll see we'll get these posted out in the lobby. So if anyone wants to enter the contest, both the poster and the essay contest. All right, with that, we'll move to village clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to say that how sorry my family is for missing all the Saturday festivities. If we could have been here, we would have been here. Congratulations to the fire department for a great event and the senior committee. I hear you had a full house again. And the visit with the governor, that was an event my family would have attended. However, we were out of state in the family funeral, so we were unable to attend. And secondly, what I'd like to approach is I have been approached by several residents regarding people who are getting petitions signed in and around Sauk Village property. I was even asked by one person to show me where it is in writing that you can do it. Now this happened just before I came out of town, so I passed that information off and I asked the attorneys to handle it and get us some information. Today when I got back, I looked through some past minutes to try to find where it is written, just so that we can all be on the same page. I think everybody wants everybody to have the right opportunity to do what they need to do to run in the next election. However, we can be fair and we can follow the rules, or people are going to come to my office and ask me why this is happening. Now, I will tell you, as January 18, 2011, Trustee Williams was the first person to bring it up. And she talked about how people have been coming into the village hall and signing petitions and how it's never been done before, and how there was never written petitions, and how buttons and signs and everything else. These are all the village minutes, so if anybody wants to dispute what I'm saying, I have the dates of every set of minutes, open board meeting minutes. We're passing out petitions at board meetings and in and around the village property, where it's been mentioned, and several board members that are sitting here right now were part of the people who had that discussion. It has never been allowed. It is not, per se, in written form, but as of January 18, 2011, really was on January 25th, when I addressed it, where I said Village Clerk Williams is requesting that discussion regarding policies and procedures pertaining to election etiquette and electioneering be placed on the next committee meeting agenda. Village Clerk Williams asked what is allowed in and around municipal buildings. This is not the first time we've discussed this topic. On February 3rd, 2011, it was also decided that the village board has decided that it allows this to be fair and equal to all candidates, that we should come up with some type of an ordinance to address this. February 2011 was just before an election, so we got put to the side. It was too late to really do anything about it at that time. February 12, 2013, what we did do, however, was we passed an ethics ordinance. However, the ethics ordinance only pertained to village employees signing petitions and doing electioneering within the village hall and the grounds. So village employees, meaning current trustees or anybody that currently works for the village who's running an election. That is addressed in the Ethics Act, in the ethics ordinance that was passed. However, we did not go far enough to create an ordinance that applied to everyone. So what I have asked the attorneys to do, and I'm asking the board to consider this, next Tuesday, we'd like to put it on the agenda. The attorneys are preparing an ordinance that everyone can follow, just to be fair. I think everybody believes that we should all do the right thing, and that we should all be fair in what we're doing. Everybody is afforded the opportunity to become a trustee in the next election, but what I'm asking is to follow the rules. There is an election on April 25th, 2015. You do have to response over it. There are no board packets to be provided. You should consult the candidate's guide available on www.cookcountyclerk.com or consult an election attorney. And if there's any other information you need, you can contact the Cook County Clerk. Because at a local level, I hesitate to provide any information because it might be misconstrued in some kind of way. So I've been told by the attorneys many years ago that it is not my job to provide that information. So if you have any other questions, please feel free, as far as your petitions, to contact the village attorney or www.cookcountyclerk.com or call Cook County Clerk. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much to the village attorney.
Mr. Mayor.
Attorney Mayor.
I have a question. Village Clerk, I just wanted to clarify, or you just stated, so what is the determination as of right now, as far as someone wanting to get petition signed in the hallway, on the grounds, on the sidewalk in front of Village Hall, because all those things happen. And I'm just asking, what is the determination right now, as we stand right now, what happens?
Well, I can tell you what, the interpretation, I would say, is a gentleman's agreement that the board has always had and always passed on to people who were running for election, that it is not allowed inside a village board, a village building, any village building. This is a gentleman's agreement that's always been that way. Pins, signs, petitions, and whatnot, anything to do with election. On the ethics ordinance that was passed in 2013, it specifically states that employees are prohibited and can be fined to have any type of petitions being signed within the village hall. You can look at that ordinance, and I do believe that you did not approve that ordinance, but 3 board members did, and one abstained, one was absent. But in that ethics ordinance, it does specifically relate to employees. But my question is, you're asking me right now the same thing the gentleman asked me last week. Where is it in writing right now? It's not.
No, I'm not asking where is it right
Where's the
now. I'm asking,
policy right now?
what's the determination?
The determination is, in the minutes of several board meetings which I researched today, it has been stated by Trustee Williams and others, and myself, that it has never been common practice to allow this. Is it in writing? Can I say right now that a non-employee could be fined for doing it? No. So this is why I'm asking the board to please, Trustee Meyer's committee is actually going to be reviewing an ordinance. I believe this meeting is tomorrow night. I believe the attorneys are going to prepare this ordinance to have it ready to review tomorrow night. And then I'm asking that it be placed on the very next agenda for discussion by the board. Of course, it won't be approved until the following week. So right now, Trustee Burgess, you guys have to do it right, because I've been here for 5 years, and you've been here longer. It's been discussed at several meetings.
It has been discussed as far as the pens, paraphernalia. I had a debate. When we have a debate, quite actually, they were able to bring their signs and things like that, but that was after the petition. But yes, we did. It was, I know a person that was actually running for an office a couple of times. They wore their pins, so we asked them to take their pins off. And usually within the rotunda of the village is when we ask not to have people to sign petitions, but in the hallways and in front of the village hall and things like that on the grounds. You know, I see that happen, not just this time. I see that happen in other elections, but not in the rotunda. Inside the rotunda, we've always asked that you don't do any campaigning or electioneering in there. But in the hallway, I've seen that happen several times. It happened this past Saturday, you know, and then also in front of the village hall. People, you know, that are in front. But you were right. I do notice that we did ask them not to do any electioneering inside the rotunda. So that's why I was asking, was there anything? So as of right now, there is no agreement, but like I stated before, it was usually put inside the rotunda and not outside.
Absolutely. And like I said before, when I was first running, I was told not to bring my petitions inside any village building. I hear the petitions are being signed in the village hall, in the hallways, at the fire department, at various other buildings, and on the grounds. The grounds apparently is acceptable. Within village buildings, it is apparently not acceptable. But the question that I was asked, where is it in writing? That's why I'm responding in an open board meeting so that everybody is on the same page. There is nothing in writing to address this. Hopefully, within the next 2 weeks, this board will be passing an ordinance that specifies exactly what is allowed and what's not. I'm not going to be the person that can tell somebody what they can and cannot do. I don't have that authority. This board has the authority. So when this board reviews the ordinance next Tuesday, it's up to this board to decide whether the rotunda should be where it's prohibited, whether the hallway is where it's prohibited, if this building or all buildings, this is up to this board to decide. All I'm saying is this will be hopefully on the agenda next Tuesday for this board to consider. And finally, this will close the gap on what's acceptable, what's not, who thinks it is okay and who thinks it's not. All I'm asking for is everybody play by the rules. And we don't make the rules clear enough, but you can't play by them. Everybody's got their own interpretation. So hopefully you all will agree that this is something that we should have done in 2011, that is being brought back now in plenty of time before the next election. Thank you.
All right. Should be some interesting discussion. Item D, Wilson Stern, Attorney Megan Brad.
Thank you, Mayor. Just as a follow-up on that discussion, we will put together a draft ordinance, and then it's up to, obviously, the mayor and the board to make changes. We'll also include some sample ordinances from other communities for you to consider. Because again, it's up to you guys how far of a limit you want to put into place. Just a couple things to report, Mayor. Prior to tonight's hearing, we had a hearing in regards to Level Sports Bar for revocation of their liquor license based upon some alleged misconduct over the last couple of months. Per state statute under the liquor code, the mayor, who is the local liquor commissioner, is able to close them down for 7 days. If there's a finding that the conduct is a nuisance or it's a threat to the public safety and welfare of the community. We had started the hearing this afternoon or this evening about 5 o'clock. The licensee was there. We tried to resolve it. Short of going through a hearing and scheduling a subsequent hearing to suspend or further suspend or revoke their license, we were not able to reach an agreement. So there's a hearing set for this Friday at 8:30 a.m. I'm going to look for the assistance of the chief for doing that time because the officers are the midnight officers. So Chief, I'll let you know the officers that I'll need. Lastly, I just received 2 correspondence from the Attorney General who is looking into possible open meetings act violations. Based upon the request for review, they are seeking further inquiry and it pertains to the Housing Commission recent meeting as well as the town hall meetings conducted by Trustee Burgess. I ask that everyone cooperate with the Attorney General and my office certainly will. Thank you.
I did not heard my name at the last. You said in regard to what?
We received, I'll get copies of the notice from the Attorney General, possible violations of the Open Meetings Act.
For the town hall meeting?
Yes.
How would that be a violation of the Open Meetings Act?
It's under their inquiry.
No, I'm just asking you as the attorney, how would that be a possible violation? It's a town hall meeting. It's not a village board meeting. It's not even, we're not even, voting on anything like that. It's open to the public, so how would it be a violation of open
They're
meeting?
looking into whether the board, if this whole board violated the Open Meetings Act. There's 3 or more board members in attendance at a town hall meeting hosted by village trustee Derek Burgess.
Okay, I don't remember 3 of them. I know the mayor was there, and I think Linda Washington was there. I think that's the only people that I know that were there as far as trustees. And that was just, that's okay. I have no problem with that. That means I must be doing something right, but that's okay. I just wanted to know how that could be an Open Meeting Act violation, but we'll see.
Again, we're just going to give the information they wanted. There's 3 or more trustees of the mayor there.
Now I see why I had to move my meeting.
And I'll give a copy of that to the village clerk. Okay? That concludes my. Sure.
In regard to Trustee Burgess' comments, is that all of his town hall meetings, if there are more than 3 trustee members there, or his last meeting that he had, are they in question? The question is about his last meeting he had, or all of his meetings in general?
It's the town hall meetings.
In general. Okay, because I have attended some of his meetings, but I have not attended all of his meetings.
I think the Attorney General's office is going to look for who was in attendance at the different meetings. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Move to village engineer, Mr. Zarnik.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The 2014 MFT resurfacing project is essentially complete. Contractor Gallagher Asphalt has submitted their final invoice to us, and once everything is substantially done, we'll be recommending payment. And moving on to the water treatment plant improvements project. Overall, the project is 75% complete. The startup of well 3 is complete. Testing has been conducted, and bacteriological and VOC testing have both been negative. So we are submitting the results to the IEPA for approval so they can issue an operating permit. It is even possible that well 3 will be supplying water to the system this very week. And with well 3 operational, all work will now be concentrated at water treatment plant 1. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Move to item number 4, reports of trustees and board committees, Parks and Recs, trustee Costa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have only a few things here. I'll just remind everybody that November 11th, we're going to have the plant show over at the community center. That will start at 9 a.m. and run until 3. Still looking for people if they want to have tables. Tables are $10. You can come and set up at 8 o'clock. I'll be there at 8 o'clock opening up the building. Still looking for people to run tables and maybe help people to find somebody to run the concession stand. October 25th will be our second trunk and treat. That'll be right over here by the community center. The parade will start at Rickover at 11:30. They'll march down to the community center. They'll be able to trick or trunk and treat at the cars there that people will have, and then we'll go into the community center, or if the weather's nice, we'll be outside and we'll have the auction, our raffle for the pumpkins. Also, I have secured that we will be having our Santa parade on December 6th. So that will start. We haven't got time scheduled yet, but we have decided that that will be our Santa arriving in the village that day. December 6th.
What's that?
Well, probably 10 in the morning, but we haven't got that confirmed yet. So we're trying to check with Santa and make sure he can make it that early. And then
Thank you. We went to beautification committee. And I think the report, I'm trying to short this down. 394 in Sauk Trail planning and maintenance has been done by the beautification committee. Police department, we've got slow progress on the re-landscaping of the police department. And I think Kevin will be looking for your assistance on some of the work that needs to be done over by the police department. There's some things that need to be moved. If we get your assistance, you know, you got other things you're working on, so we need free time. Community center, the beautification committee planted flowers and maintained weed control. Again, this is allowed. This is kind of an overview of what's happened. And now we're starting to take some of those flowers out. The beautification committee is removing some of those and trying to give us more of the harvest look. And I can't say that I'm doing the work. The beautification committee is. So we've got some hardworking volunteers, and I really appreciate the work they've done. The municipal center this last year did a fantastic job. If you look at all the flowers that were planted this last year, the cleaning up, and if you go out there and look currently with the, I don't know if you want to call it harvest, you want to call it fall look, it looks great. I appreciate all the work they did preparing for the governor this last Saturday. So it's beautiful out there. It continues to look beautiful. The memorial, you know, there's ongoing weed work that has to be done. They're doing a fantastic job working on that. When you're going out the door, look at the atrium, all the work that's been done out there. We've got a pot that was donated, and they've got some mums in there now. So again, trying to keep that looking good. Fall decorations. Think about these. The Smith's Farm donated the material, a lot of the materials and stuff that you see that's out here right now for fall. So Smith's Farm has been heavily involved in working with the village, and we appreciate all the work they've done there. Adopt a site locations. as we start preparing for next year, we see that the businesses, we know all the flowers and stuff they donated. Now the committee is pulling all those flowers out. They're doing all the work, preparing it for the winter months. And again, they'll be working on getting some more businesses involved in our community for adopting. You know, I'm always told I'm saying this wrong, but adopt a spot. So if you know anyone who wants to get involved next year, right now we currently have 3 businesses, Baltimore's, Smith's Farm, and Do It Best. But we have other locations in Sauk Village. If you know any businesses that would like to get involved, would like to adopt a spot, we are looking at maybe expanding next year if we get more businesses involved. So kind of gives you an overview of what has been done this last year. You see the committee members out there working now as they pull the plants out and prepare the ground for fall and for winter. So as the mayor, I appreciate all the work that you're doing. It's very noticeable. We appreciate it. I would say thank you very much. Move to Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. CETA is going to host here on the 23rd of October a home energy bill payment assistance program. It'll be here from 9 to 1. It says on the Sauk Village senior site, but we're going to have it in here because I think they may be doing something that day, so we're having it right here in Rotunda. And the qualifications would be a senior. The next qualifications it would be a family that has a child 6 years or under. And the third qualification would be a disability individual. I do have flyers in the back, and kind of gives you a little guideline, and it tells you what to bring. Some of the things you need to bring when you come, proof of current 30-day gross income for all household members, a copy of the most recent heat and electric bills, if you pay your own electric bill. And if you do, you must provide the entire bill. Proof of Social Security numbers of all household members. And if a member of your household receives the TANF grant, you must bring their medical card. And also applicants that have their utilities in the rent must bring a copy of the rental agreement, which states monthly rental amount that utilities are included and the landlord's contact information. They will, there's other projects that will be going on, but in this particular one, we've had this last year. I think maybe we signed up maybe 35, 40 people. Actually signed up and they got assistance. I'm looking here at 9 to 1. Last time we had to close the doors at, I think it was 12 o'clock, but they had enough at that time to process, so they couldn't be out of here. But they will be here to actually process what you need to have done, and you get your determination at that particular time. That's all I have. The date is October 23rd from 9 to 1.
Go to Neighborhood Watch Committee, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to report tonight that I am very, very excited about the Neighborhood Watch Committee and all the things that we are doing. We had a very effective and a great meeting on last night. We had a packed house, and we had new block club captains that came on board that wanted to be block club captains in the village. And I'm happy to announce that we actually have someone from every area except for maybe 3 areas within the village. So the committee has been working very, very hard, and I just want to give them kudos. We had the mayor surprise us and stop by last night, and the committee was so excited to see him. He just stopped by to say hello and to check on the committee, and they had so many questions. We went past our deadline, but we were so excited that you gave the chance to stop by, Mayor. A lot of questions that they had that sometimes they can't ask because they get the days confused, the first and third Tuesday or the second and fourth Tuesday. But last night they could ask anything, so that was really a great meeting that we had with you when you stopped by. We do thank you for coming out of your way just to do that on last night. And finally, I want to say that the Neighborhood Watch is working with the police department. I've had a chance to speak with Chief Olivas, and we are excited about the direction that the Neighborhood Watch Committee is moving in. And I want to have a chance to sit down and talk with Trustee Williams. I know that the Police Alliance has been renamed to COPS, and there is a difference between what the Police Alliance do and what the Neighborhood Watch program does. And so I think they're trying to maybe cross up our committees and what we do. So I wanted to get a chance to sit down and talk with you so we could define some of those parameters and work it out, the logistics of that. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public Relations and Community Outreach Partnership Committee, Trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just an update, the Public Relations Committee met 2 weeks ago to discuss Student Government Day. As I've stated before, it'll be here before we know it. So we've begun to discuss the procedures, the timeline, and the essay topic, all of which have been determined. So we're going to be working on that. And also we discussed the village sticker process. We are going to do the contest again this year. It went by fabulously last year, so we're really excited about it. Just a reminder, any Sauk Village child between the ages of 8 and 12 in grades 3 through 7 can participate. We will be reaching out to the District 168 in the next week or so to speak with them and ask them for their participation. Again, with the Village Sticker Project, as well as Student Government Day. I do see a board member in the audience, so we will be definitely trying to work with District 168 to make sure we can kind of roll those projects out. Student Government Day goes every year, goes great, and the Village Sticker Contest was actually really awesome last year, and I hope that all of the village residents that are in the audience have their village sticker on their farm that was designed by a 3rd grader. So we're really excited about that. We're going to do that again this year. For the Community Outreach Partnership Committee, we had a meeting scheduled for today that I did cancel as my family and I just got back into town last night, so I did not have time to prepare. But we will be meeting next week. And the board was informed, as was Chief Olivas. I remembered to remind him that we would have a meeting before he came here all by himself again. So I did tell him this time, so I'm a local person, and that concludes our report.
Thank you, Trustee. We have number 5, reports of departments, committees, and commissions. Fire Department, 911 Commission, Fire Council.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Over the past 2 weeks, the fire department responded to 29 calls, 1 auto aid, 7 medical assist, 1 vehicle accident, 3 CO alarms, 12 fire alarms, 1 child struck, 1 vehicle fire, 1 possible structure fire, and 2 smell of fire burning calls. Also, the Fire Prevention Bureau finished the fire prevention talks with the schools. Because of the holiday, winners will be chosen by Bureau members, and they will take the prizes to the winners at their schools. The Chief wants to thank everyone for coming out to their open house. A special thank you to Advance Auto for the refreshments. It was a pleasure to see the governor Saturday. He brought good news to the village. And this weekend, we will be sending 4 recruits to Champaign for firefighter training. And that concludes my report, sir.
Thank you very much. Move to Police Department, Chief Olivas.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to first off report from 9/23 to the present. Police Department responded to 1,021 calls for service. 196 of those were traffic related, 52 suspicious persons, 6 shots fired, 114 other calls for service, 43 juvenile problems, 37 domestic, 71 ambulance calls, and 74 burglar alarms. I'd also like to report that the lease purchase agreement is in on the new vehicles. We're awaiting delivery, so I'll be tendering the mayor and village attorney those papers tonight, and also the village clerk. And on a positive note, I would also like to announce that the police department was awarded a COPS grant this year for 1 new police officer. It's a great thing for the village, and that grant is in the amount of $125,000 for 2 years. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Chief. Great job. Move to Public Works Department, Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple items here. October's street sweep has started, so we'll be out the rest of the week cleaning up the streets. Please don't add any leaves out right now if you have them. The leaf program will be next month, so everything else just has to be bagged up and delivered through Republic or another scavenger. Grass cutting is ongoing. We'll have our final cut of all locations for the year. After that is done, we ask residents, please do not drop your debris on the ground. It collects up, especially in the wintertime and the fall months, because we're not cutting the grass on a regular basis, and the town will very quickly look pretty bad. So please help us, help yourselves by keeping the community clean during the winter months. Trees, we have some residential complaints on trees, hanging low, touching cars. In that case, we've completed 3 other locations, and the ash tree process will start mid-November through December, and hopefully the winter months will give us better, than last year. We had very little time to go out and cut trees with the snow being as bad as it was. Street lights is ongoing. We repaired about 4 street lights, one on Calvage, a couple on Torrance Avenue, and over the weekend we had put a conduit in the ground over in Deer Creek for a wire fault problem. We did run a little short on the wire, so we had to order it, which hopefully the light will be repaired by tomorrow. We'll have the wire pulled and back lit by tomorrow. Pothole complaints. A lot of residents, some streets in town, they're starting to, a little bit of deterioration of the thinness of the street. So we have the edge of the road is coming apart a little bit. One of the specific ones was 224th Street. So we went up and down that whole block, and what we did was we call it scabbing in the asphalt, which is the side edge to the curb, basically bringing it to a level area and filling in all the cracks to seal the road up for now. This road will be added to a project hopefully down the line, and there's probably 3 or 4 other ones in the same condition. Hopefully we'll add in some projects down the line here. Landscaping locations, all the landscaping locations will follow any pavement work. We do have some driveways we had replaced already, 222nd, Landis, Apache. Each one of these locations, when the driveways were repaired, we did landscaping at these locations. Any residents that had anything out front that has not been landscaped, or we looked at the piers that we have dug it, or these dug, please call, leave your address, and we will look into it. Sometimes these are NICOR gigs, and they do not landscape right away. Customer service, our customer service person works all day on appointments and all water-related items. So any complaints residents have in town here, they call up to the village hall, they set an appointment up. We have an individual that can go out house to house, any complaints on water, whether it's water meter, whether it's rusty water complaint, pressure problems, anything within a house. If you call the village hall, set up an appointment, we can definitely have somebody come out and at least evaluate the situation and see if there's anything we can help you with, or at least point you in the right direction. We also had, last week, we had the north side shut-off list. One of the concerns in town is our digs and our jet list. So each list that we get for a shut-off, we do the shut-off list as quickly as possible. And then we receive the list back from the front office, and we will go and address all the digs and jets. At this point right now, we approached about 12 of them. And we have some more to add to the list, but we will continue as we can. Let's see here. Fire hydrants. Been a big thing recently. We did place an order for 7 fire hydrants. We just got confirmation today they'll be delivered on Monday, the 22nd. So we will be doing a fire hydrant this weekend, a replacement over on Brookwood on the east side of town. It's an ongoing one, but they will be working on that, replacing putting a new hydrant in. And once we receive the other ones, we have locations in town, more vital or more where there's a hydrant maybe closer to another one we will be working on. And the first 7 hydrants will be put into those locations. Ongoing with the rain we've been having here, also we've had complaints of flooded streets. We do, on any rainfall, after a certain amount, we do have employees during the business day and emergency after hours come out to clear flooded streets. And they do take the debris away, and they do not leave it in the parkway, but if somebody has left the debris in the parkway, just call the village hall the next business day, and we will come by and pick that up. And most of the time, if we do not pick it up that evening, we are just going and opening up the streets, and we do not want to waste a lot of overtime in the evening hours, so we will come back the next day and pick that up. Facility lighting, recently we've had some lights out in front here, some damage done to some of the pedestal lights out here. Nothing major, each one has been reset. We have employees working in the building here doing other lighting issues. We have some bulbs out. We have some plumbing issues, which is just normally aeration and just general repairs, ongoing still. And I'm in my leaf program here, right? And next month will be our leaf program. The leaf program will be, it'll start on the 9th. We'll have an in-between skip week, and then the end of the month, all the way through completion. Once we've been down the street from the first section of time, we will not come back. Residents, please remove your leaves off the streets. Their tickets can be issued, and this does block up the storm sewers. It does cause a lot of problems once they freeze to the street for the plows, and hazards to the roadway because it will freeze on the road and the salt will not burn through that. So please help us by at least getting it out if you want yours picked up by the village. If not, bag it up and have the scavenger service pick it. And the last couple items is we're wintertime here, and out of the 8 trucks we have, we're getting everything outfitted up right now to prepare for winter. We're being told that it's going to be a similar winter to last year. Some have said worse. I hope not. As salt prices go this year, just for every resident to know, they're extremely high, and we do not know why that is. And nobody seems to be able to answer the question at this time. But we will put salt down as needed. At this point, we do have salt on hand, so we should be fine for the year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Move to Administrative Services, Mr. Zinsky.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of things. For the month of September, Sue from Code wrote 178 tickets. 104 of them were for grass, and 19 were for property maintenance for businesses that didn't comply with the letter that they got sent. A couple of the businesses came into court, and they got continuances till November. And the expansion for the Children's Learning Center, their second location in Surreybrook, is going pretty good. They are taking over the currency exchange also, just so you guys know. And I think that concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. Move to Homeland Security Agency, Mr. Johnson.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, over the past 3 weeks, as a responded to 1 calls, 1 structure fire, 2 CO runs, 1 vehicle accident, 12 firearms, 1 vehicle fire, 3 school patrols, and 1 child.
Thank you. I'm kind of curious, child stuck.
I believe this is he's stuck, his arm got stuck in a playground facility inside Wagner School.
Okay.
He was playing this, and he got his arm stuck, and by the time we arrived there, the child was free of the
Just caught my attention, child stuck. So. All right, thank you very much. Human Relations Commission, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Housing Commission, Commissioner Holcomb.
No report.
Thank you. Senior Committee, Ms. Langston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Sauk Village Senior Committee would like to thank all the volunteers, public works, and the participants for a very successful 11th annual Senior Citizen Spaghetti Dinner last Saturday. Details will be forthcoming. I did not have time to prepare anymore. I want to congratulate all the 50/50 special prizes and door prize winners. And I want to especially thank the committee members that made donations and was very dedicated to the job Saturday. Our new Silver Sneaker program started off with a bang this morning, so we hope that it will continue to grow. The paperback book exchange is very successful with many participants and donors. Our monthly blood pressure screening and monthly movie continues. And the 3 senior organizations are still looking for people. We have the Sunday group on the 2nd and 4th at 3 p.m., 1st and 3rd Monday for the Sunshiners at 7 p.m., second and fourth Wednesday for leisure timers, except for the Halloween party on October 22nd, which will be at 2 p.m. BMW Crossroads, still looking for people. That's motorcycle group on the third Tuesday, 7 p.m. Ceramics, every Wednesday, 8 to 11 a.m. And every Sunday, 6 to 10 p.m., the Sauk Village Bluegrass. They still provide the bluegrass, country, western, and gospel music for those who would like dancing or listening pleasure. Next Sunday, October 19th, will be their pizza night. Tomorrow, October 15th at 10 a.m., the Golden Agers at Jones Community Center, 220 East 15th Street in Chicago Heights, is holding a health screening at 10 a.m. The BCP Home Health Care will give a program at 10:30, lunch at 11:30 at a cost of $5. You do need to call 708-757-5395 for information and a reservation. Bloom Township still taking appointments for their flu shot on Wednesday, October 21st, 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Their senior community luncheon and football kickoff is Thursday, October 23rd at Glenwood Golf Club with the entertainment on the band. It's $4 for township seniors, non-township is $8. And the ticket deadline, they said, is October 17th, but I heard that the tickets are selling out fast. They have their basic line dancing 4-week session for $8. Wednesday and Friday chair exercise, free legal assistance, blood pressure screening, and the ARP Smart driving courses, and of course health insurance assistance, especially for the Medicare Part D. And they have their low-cost senior wheels within the township at 708-754-8200. For any other senior events, call 708-754-9400, extension 244 for additional information and services. Just a reminder, Medicare Part D re-enrollment begins October 15th. Township offices and age options are available to assist. Frauds and scams are targeting our seniors, so do not believe callers who claim to be from IRS, your bank, credit card, Social Security, etc., unless you initiated the call. Recently, several seniors in the South Suburbans have been scammed. Personal data theft is growing, so guard the Medicare ID as your credit card. And be sure to review your MSN, which is Medicare Summary Notice. And just be sure, never let any unknown person in your home. The Senior Medical Patrol SMP, their motto, protect, detect, and report. So protect yourself from Medicare errors, fraud, and abuse. Learn to detect potential errors, fraud, and abuse. Report if you suspect you are a target of errors of fraud, abuse. You can report it by calling Age Option. They have an 800 number, 699-9043, or their local number, 708-383-0258. The next senior committee meeting is Thursday, November 13th at 5 p.m. Thank you. This ends my report. Oh, I do have one other thing. Derek, did you say that you were using the senior center or you're not?
We're not. We're going to use here because I don't know. We may have something
Okay.
on that day, so we're going to use it on Sunday here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move to item number 6, consent agenda. Any trustees have any issues or would like anything removed? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to approve consent agenda as is. Motion is second. Will clerk please call the roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers. Oscar.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. We move to item number 7, new business. Item number 8, motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for September 24th, 2014 through October 14th, 2014. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, will clerk please call the roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers. Oscar.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. B. So we'll go to C. Motion to approve settlement of case JY 13J063711X, Bill Sullivan versus Sauk Village, Village of Sauk Village, in the amount of $7,500. And a motion to approve. The motion is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon. Yes. Myers. Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. And D, motion to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Sauk Village, Cook County, Illinois, and the County of Cook, Illinois, for the provision of the environmental health inspection services for the period of December 1st, 2014 through November 30th, 2015. Is there a motion to approve? Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers. Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve borrowing $22,790 from the CN fund to reimburse the IHDA. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments?
Question.
Trustee Burgess.
Yes, I just wanted to ask the lawyers, by us paying this out of this fund, is this legal to do that? That we did enter into a contract with IHDA, the board did not enter into a contract, so can we legally do this? I know that we talked about it last week, but you weren't here. So I just wanted to find out, can we legally pay a contract that we didn't enter into as a board from the money that's coming from this entity?
Your question's kind of two-part. If it's,
Okay.
is there a legal obligation?
Right, no.
On behalf of the village to pay?
No, it's not legal. I didn't say legal obligation. No, I know it's not a legal obligation. I'm talking about, can we legally do this because we didn't have a contract with them. We didn't enter into a contract with them as a board, but we're going to use the money that's earmarked for something else, which I understand, but I just wanted to make sure, can we legally do that? That's why I was going to ask last week, but you weren't here, so.
Yeah, but you're saying legal, you don't have a contract.
We don't have
Between
a
the village
contract.
and who?
No, between IHDA, we don't have a contract with them. The board never entered into a contract with them. It was entered into by the Housing Commission.
So there's an agreement, so
It was an agreement.
again, is there an obligation on behalf of the village?
No,
But-
not an obligation. Can we legally do this? Can we legally pay this money?
See, that goes towards the CN fund.
No, it's going to come out of the
It's
city.
coming from that fund,
Yes.
as long as you pay it back.
So we can
That's a
leave-
different question, but as far as the housing commission, that there is no contract with the village, with these individuals that did the work, is the village obligated, or can they pay it? The village certainly can pay it, but are they obligated to pay it, or do they have to possibly bring a suit, for the work that was performed to enforce it by the housing commission, and then piggyback the village in? So there is no legal contract. I've
Right.
seen what the work was done.
Right.
So I guess everyone's in agreement that people should be paid. So I guess
I just
the
wanted
real
to-
question is if you could use the money from the fund.
Right. In other words, to pay this particular entity, we've used the money with the fund for something that we actually entered into, and the money didn't come into the village. We did this before, but it was something that the village actually entered into, and we didn't have the money. This time, it was something that we didn't agree, well, we didn't enter into it with them, where we're going to use village money, or the money that's earmarked for something else that was really holes of that fund. I just wondering, I would like to do it, I just want to make sure that it's legal, that's all.
Well, I reviewed the CN fund, the paperwork, just before the meeting. And as you stated, I think it's been done before.
It was, we did it before, but it was
Village
something,
borrowed,
right.
it's paid back. I think we're trying to make a distinction that was something that the village board itself authorized to do, and then they paid it. That's a different question.
Right.
I looked into it, whether the village can borrow from that fund and pay that fund back.
Right. Yeah, we don't need
It's
to-
not restricted.
Right, that's not restricted. I'm just
Give
wondering.
notice to CN, and let them know that you're using whatever dollar amount to be paid back once you get the grant money. But as far as if the village is actually obligated or on the hook to pay these individuals, I wasn't asked to look into that. Again, there's no question that the work was done. And if they were to bring a lawsuit, somebody would have to pay.
Right. No, I'm just, I just wanted to make sure because, I didn't want someone to come back later and say, well, you paid the money and we never got it back, or because I was reading this agreement and I did get a copy of it, and there is no date that states that we're going to actually get the money. They said that they owed which I didn't know at the time, that we as a village were supposed to pay and we would get reimbursed from this grant. I didn't know that until last week, a week before last. I was told week before last, but now I understand that. I just wanted to make sure that there's no legal ramifications that would come back and say that we took money out of this account, that we weren't supposed to pay something that we didn't enter an agreement with. That was my question.
Yeah, I didn't review the grant documents or that agreement. I just looked into whether or not money can be borrowed short-term from that fund.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't look at any of the grant documents.
I think the key word is we're borrowing it. We're not taking money to pay it. We're not planning on paying the money back. So we're just borrowing.
And looking at it, because to get that money, there was a whole list of items.
Right. Oh, I'm well aware of that grant. I mean, but the CN.
Not the grant, but the CN.
The CN, I'm well aware of that. I was part of that, but I'm just wondering, and we did pay it back before, but like I stated before, we paid back something that we as a board agreed on. This is something that we had no input in. And I'm just hoping that, I don't want to set a precedent to say, okay, well, we missed this or we missed that. Can we use this for that or whatever the case may be? I just want to make sure we're doing the legal. That is legal. That's all. That's the only thing.
What I would say is, according to the agreement, there's a semi-annual reporting requirement.
Correct.
So I would not wait for that period. I would report it to them right away, so there's a paper trail of the borrowing of that funds. But as you know, there's certain items that are listed out, work to be done. If the village didn't repay the fund, the village would be responsible for that line item if the money wasn't paid back.
You mean
You know
it's
what I
like,
mean? The village pays these employees whoever
correct.
cut the grass, and then they submit for the grant, and it's a pay first type of a grant that the village has to pay out and wait for the grant money.
And if the grant money never came,
If it never came,
we
then
would be on
there's
the
going to be a
hook.
shortage in that
Would the village
fund,
be-
that the village is going to be responsible for
Really?
that line item.
Even if we never had any input or doing anything with it, even if we never agreed upon it. I mean, even if we never voted on it, we would still be liable, even if.
Yeah. For the line item, and I don't know, I had looked through the file and see all the line items, but I know there's some fencing and other work that needs to be done. Or if that money's not reimbursed the
Right.
fund, the village, the general fund will have to pay for that work. The general fund will not fund because the fund money's not there.
Okay.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Present.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers. Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move down to number 8, miscellaneous comments from the board of trustees. Trustee Williams.
I just have a comment, for the Parks and Recs committee, a former Sauk Village resident came up to me and asked me about haunted houses, and talked about the one that we used to have over there at the cemetery, Old St. James Church. And I started reading, started thinking about the possibility, I think a church group did that one, that many years ago, and then it was other people who kind of took it on, but regardless, either way, might be something to think about for next year. They had a couple different suggestions. They talked about puppetry, and they told them that we could do that. And they said maybe if we did like the haunted house earlier in the year, they could do like a $5 for admission, which would go toward Parks and Recs, or like $2 a bag of candy, and then that bag of candy could be placed at the village, like the fire department, all the candy that's collected, fire department, the police department, and the village hall for on the day of Halloween, because the kids, parents bring their kids to village businesses, and that way they can provide candy, and we don't have to pay for it, if anything was so I figured I'd pass it along.
Thank you.
You know, the old haunted house used to be put on by, I think, your dad was one of the original ones. And the funds were used for the Christmas basket fund. So, everything. Christmas baskets. So, and that's
I don't know how
how,
much money we made, but.
You're working on it.
I would scare people, I don't want to be scared.
All right, anything else? Trustee Morgan. Trustee Buster. Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to let all the residents know that we have our flyers in the back about our next neighborhood watch meeting. And if you would like to be a block club captain, or if you don't mind passing out flyers on your block to let people know about our neighborhood watch meetings and when they are, I would encourage you to take some flyers on the back table and let your neighbors know I'm looking for more block club captains. And I just want to ask a question, Mayor, and to the board. Is it permissible for the neighborhood watch to get, we can write a grant for neighborhood watch? What, the attorney or whoever can answer?
I don't see a problem applying for it. It's what you can apply for, isn't it?
The platform grant from neighborhood watch? Okay, because that's something that we don't, we have on our agenda to do. That concludes my comments. Thank you.
Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tomorrow I will be hosting a town hall meeting at Rickover at 7 to 8:30. This will be the last one at Rickover. It will be the last one at Rickover, and we will be finding another location. I was not aware that our meetings were Open Meetings Act sensitive, because, you know, I invited everyone from the community. However, if that's the case, then I guess you have to count the people that come to the door, or elected officials that come in. I guess first in, and that'll be it. But I was never aware of that. But I must be doing something right if people are trying to do that. And I'm hoping everyone comes out. It'll be, again, right behind us at Rickover on Torrance Avenue from 7 to 8:30. And the topic will be an open topic. And that's all I have.
All right. The last Saturday we had a great day. There was a lot going on in Sauk Village. You had the senior spaghetti dinner, you had the fire department open house, and to top it off, the governor was out. So we had a great day. Also had the opportunity to follow the governor around 3 locations. Of course, I was here in Sauk Village, and then in Dalton and in Markham. So had a very full day, running all day. So the $4.8 million. Been working very hard with the governor's office, the IEPA, of course, with the Attorney General. So she's asked, what's this money for? What are we going to do with it? The $4.8 million is to pay off the IEPA loan that we have. And to say how important that is that IEPA loan that we received was $4.8 million, which had to be paid back over 20 years. Over 20 years, the village was going to have to pay approximately $260,000 and some change every year for 20 years until it was paid off. So now we don't have that burden of having that amount to come up with every year. Plus, it also frees up some additional money that we have where we can continue doing additional infrastructure work. And you figure $260,000 would cost services for the village. It would possibly cost employees over 20 years. So we are excited about that money. Mohan's working on filling the proper paperwork out. We're working closely with the Attorney General's office, working closely with the IEPA to get these funds in and get the loan paid off. So we are excited about that. This next Saturday I will be in Springfield. So we applied for a $200,000 grant. Kind of give you an idea what that grant money is for. This next Thursday I will be in Springfield before the IDNR for this grant, but it's for Arrowhead Park, and it's for installing entry signs at both locations, energy efficient lighting, completely rehabbing our baseball fields, adding 6 8-foot 3-row bleacher seats that are ADA accessible, batting cages, replacing aged playground, adding a 1/4 mile walking and jogging trail along with ADA accessible, adding a soccer field and equipment in between those walking fields, installing, again, park signage over by 215th, and adding energy efficient lighting in that area so that it's more lit up, and constructing driveway and leading parking lot into that area. So, we said Thursday, we've made it to this phase. What we do is we apply for it, we put together a whole entire plan, we submitted the plan, either you got accepted or you got rejected. We were accepted, we went through another phase. This is the last phase where you go before the board who's going to do the final approving, and we'll give a presentation. It's a short presentation, it's like about 3 minutes. So I'm driving always Springfield to give a 3-minute presentation, but it's an important presentation because Sauk Village really needs this to be able to update our equipment, new playground equipment, updating our fields. So, what's that? This Thursday. The 23rd, so I guess it's next Thursday. So next Thursday, lose track of time here. But there's a lot going on. I tell everyone, Sauk Village is moving forward. There is a lot happening in our community, and we're going to continue moving forward. We're going to continue reaching out to Springfield. We'll continue working with our state representatives and working on behalf of the residents of Sauk Village. So just give me an update on what's going on. With that said, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Yes.
I'm just trying to understand what clarity. So the $4.8 million that the governor is going to give Sauk Village, that's going to go to pay off a loan that we owe.
Correct.
The whole $4.8 million.
Correct.
So it's just going to come back to pass to go pay off something